Hello again. Welcome to episode 11 of Knitting in the City podcast. My name is Suzanne or Suzanne, and I'm coming to you from a very rainy, dark, gloomy Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And I thought I'd check in with you and let you guys know what I have been knitting and ordering, which is a lot, to be honest. So I have been focusing mainly on the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which has ended a few weeks ago, or at least it didn't end, but the final and last clue came out. And of course, I wasn't able to keep up with every week's clue. I have been checking Instagram and other podcasts that already finished their doodler, which is the name of the shawl. And everybody talks about the shawl being much nicer once it's done. Let me get it out for you. So if you don't want to see it, which I doubt, since many of you will already spotted it online, it is living in my Craftfulness bag made by Sandra, which is ever so nice. And at the moment I am at clue number 3. And I think clue number 4 is only the bind off, and you can choose whatever way you prefer to do it. So I can choose to spend more or less time on it, depending on how I feel when I get to clue number 4. So it's a bit, my needle is a bit tiny, or my cable. So I can't show you properly. And of course, everything is tangled. So I am at clue number 3 and I'm knitting it in this soft, peachy, salmon-ish color. And you can see the border with the cabling. And I have seen finished shawls being very big, and mine isn't that big yet. So I doubt it will be as big as other shawls, but we'll see once it's finished. But yeah, I do like knitting on it. I just didn't find the time to do so. I have some lovely stitch markers on here. I showed you in a previous episode some stitch markers of little breakfast charms, like a waffle and a bacon, and I seen Laura from the Fall Knits having ordered the same ones, and she said she also ordered the sushi ones, and I did as well a long time ago. At the same time I ordered the breakfast ones, and they are just so cute. I am a sucker for sushi. I can eat sushi every day. Of course I don't, since it would be a tiny bit expensive. But yeah, they are just like, I want to eat them. A little shrimp one, the one with the little fish eggs, and there's even a little cucumber. I don't know if you can see. Probably not. Yeah. A little wasabi one. Which which is nice, and they keep me company when I knit on this shawl. So I hope to finish this shawl soon, so I can show you the finished product. And yeah, I knit the body. The most of the body part is hedgehog fibers, and it gives a very soft and smooth fabric. The green is hand dyed by me, as well as the peach, which is like this. And I like it. So that is project number 1. And I haven't been knitting only on this shawl. I also have been knitting on a pair of socks, because I don't know, I don't like knitting on the same thing over and over again. It's kind of boring, and the weather has been pretty cold and miserable here. That's why I'm sitting next to the window. Because normally I would sit over there, and the lighting is pretty bad right now. It's raining and it's very dark. So I also have been knitting on a pair of socks, since I was telling you it is very cold right now here, and my boyfriend keeps stealing my socks. Which is fine, because I love him. But he's the type of person that will lose socks. He will just get one lost. I don't know how it happens, but somehow he just tosses them in the washing bin, in the bin for the dirty clothes washing bin. And then one of them gets taken by sock thieves. So I decided to knit him a pair of socks. I have knit him a pair of socks before, and they were eaten by moths. And he didn't wear them because they were too thick. They were for his boots when he goes fishing. So they're pretty thick and warm socks, but they're not suitable for wearing inside your shoes, like normal shoes. Like rain boots, it's fine, but not like sneakers. So I decided to make him a pair of proper socks, and I am making this pair of socks with some stash yarn I have been lying around forever. And here is sock number 1. And I always wait to stitch the last few stitches together until the very end when I finish the second sock, and then I will just bind off all the weave in all the ends and finish it. And it doesn't look like much, but when you wear it, it's pretty nice. It's a small pattern. You can see. And I thought it was nice because it's a bit more manly. I just did a slip one, knit one heel because I know my boyfriend will, he loves socks with this kind of heel. My socks with this kind of heel. And he liked them already when I was only knitting the cuff. It is a pattern by I think they're called the Simple Skype socks. Not sure. It's a free pattern. I will put it below what the name of the pattern is, and I will also put it on the show notes, which you can find in the Ravelry group. Just look by Knitting in the City podcast in the groups tab on Ravelry and you can find a group. I will put the show notes in a separate topic for each episode. And I'm just drinking some coffee and it's cold. But well, still nice. So this is sock number 1, and I immediately cast on sock number 2, and I've sewn myself a little needle case, DPN holder thingy, and it's not perfect, but it's useful. And so far I'm at the cuff. I'm knitting on some Symphony Wood 2.5 millimeter needles from Knit Pro. Yeah, and the yarn isn't very soft, and to be honest, I don't know what the name of the yarn is. I lost the band or the wrap, and it's just this blue sort of stripy yarn. You see there are some stripes, and it is probably Lana Grossa, since I bought it at a local yarn store that sells mainly commercial dyed sock yarns. But maybe I'll find the band, or I'll just go online and check, if I can see what it was. But it's probably 75% wool and 25% nylon, because it's not super scratchy, but it isn't soft at all. But I wanted to make some sturdy socks that will last long, and he can just throw them in the washing machine. And I've noticed socks made out of 75% blend will last you very long. They will soften up when you wear them and wash them. So yeah, I might just use only sock yarn for socks that will have at least 20% nylon or more, because that's, you will have more fun with your socks once they're done. So I will probably finish these ones this week, and then I can give them to my boyfriend for Christmas, which would be nice. This yarn, I told you this is a stashed yarn, and I am joining not really a knit along, but it's more of a challenge, I guess. Stash-ember, hosted by Julia from the Happy Knitting podcast, which is a lovely podcast, by the way. She seems like a very sincere and nice person, and I think she has great taste in patterns and yarns. She also knit the Doodler, and hers turned out wonderful. So it's very fun to see her pick the patterns I would also choose. So I find it nice to watch. And the Stash-ember, the idea is that you knit with your stash, basically. We all buy, well, most of us buy a lot of pretty yarns, and I do know what I want to knit with yarn I buy. I always have a pattern or a plan for it, but you often tend to buy more than you can knit, which is ridiculous, since why not just enjoy the yarn you already have and not buy even more? So yeah, I thought it would be a great idea, since I ordered a lot in November, to not order anything in December and just knit with what I have already in my stash, like this one, and what I just ordered. So check out the Ravelry group of the Happy Knitting Podcast if you wanna join in this challenge. It's not an official knit along with like deadlines and finished objects. It's just a nice place to find inspiration and to keep you motivated to just dive into your stash and check out all the lovely things you already own, and maybe get inspired by your own stash and yeah, make something pretty out of it, and not just put it in a box and never let it see any daylight. So with that being said, let me move on to all the things I ordered. I am a big fan of the Badenwolle yarn, which is a hand-dyed yarn by an indie dyer from Germany, dyed by Vicky. She comes across as a very nice person. She always writes me a lovely note with my order, and I have been dying to knit with this. It is her Baron Fluff, which is a 100% merino superwash in the color Amazonas, and it is you could use it as a fingering yarn, but it's more a heavy fingering or a sport weight. I think officially it's a sport weight. And I've bought 3 skeins of this lovely stuff, which should be enough for a nice big shawl, or maybe even a cardigan. But we'll see. If I knit a cardigan, then I might need to add another color to have enough yardage, but we'll see. It is so soft and fluffy, and I just love the colors. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And of course, that wasn't all. I also got some more Baron Fluff. So this is again 100% merino in the Tolstoy. Not sure if I pronounce it right, but it's this brownish taupe lilac pinky color, and I really, really love it. It's not it's totally different from this one, as you can see, but I want to make something with neutral colors, and I will try to knit a campsite cardigan, which is normally made out of DK yarn, and I might also not have enough yardage for that one. But I have seen a lot of campsite cardigans on Ravelry using thinner yarn and less yarn. So I think I'll just try it, and if it all fails, I can knit a second color and maybe add a border in a different color or something. I'll just give it a go and we'll see. I can always add like this pink color or brown color to it if I don't have enough. But yeah, I think it's very pretty. So I also ordered a sock yarn. And this is Lucid Dream. And it's 80% merino, 20% polyamide. And it's just gorgeous. And I really want to make some socks, and not just any socks, but I really want to make yoga socks. So socks without a heel and without toe part. Because I joined a yoga class recently and I love it. But it's nice to have something to keep your feet warm, but will enable you to still have like a sticky part on your feet. Since if you have some socks, you will slip while doing the exercises. So yoga socks are perfect for keeping your feet warm and still enable you to stay put on the ground if you are in all kinds of positions. Yeah, so I will probably use this for that purpose, and if I have enough, I might even be able to make 2 pairs for my friend that is also joining the yoga class. But we'll see how far I will get with one skein. Then you see, it's a lot. Those were all from Barnebolle. I also ordered a skein from Craftfulness. She's an indie dyer from Holland. And she's also a friend. We did a swap. We had some contacts through Ravelry and Instagram. And she's a very sweet and lovely person. She makes wonderful yarns and very pretty bags. So check out her Etsy shop. And I ordered some Christmas yarn. And it's not your traditional Christmas yarn with green and red. It's called Icelandic Christmas. And it's 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And it's this color. And I am just over the moon with this. I mean, I love all the soft colors and yeah, like this hot pink. It's even a bit more orange than you can see here. So I can't wait to see how this will knit up, and it will be perfect for, of course, some more socks. And she also was very kind. She sent me a mini, and it's her other Christmas color. And I don't think there are many left. She has a big skein maybe of this and a big skein of this, and then some sets of minis that you can use for blankets and other projects with minis. And I really love this one as well. It's with green and light green, a bit of white and little pink flecks. And she also put a progress keeper, little reindeer. So cute. So thank you, Sandra. That was my stash enhancement. So I need to go on a yarn diet, people. I need to starve. And I also want to organize. In a few weeks, we'll have Christmas holiday. I'll have some time off from work. And I would really like to take pictures of all the yarn I have, or at least the full skeins, and put them all in boxes. Of course, they are already in boxes, but more organized, and put them up on Ravelry, so I have a better view of what I have. Maybe give away some yarns that I no longer intend to use. Just clean up a bit. And I also really want to finish some projects that are in hibernation right now. I really want to finish my pom-pom sweater so I can wear it in spring. And also my campsite shawl, which is almost finished, but I haven't been knitting at it for ages. And I wanna knit a new blanket. I have seen this amazing blanket on the podcast of Disa, which is called Disa's. Oh, I forgot. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, you probably all know it. I will put the name right here. You should check it out. She makes amazing projects, and she has this awesome blanket made with crochet, with these little granny squares made out of scraps of sock yarn. And she added a border around every square of, I think it's either light gray or light purple, not sure. And it's gigantic. And I haven't done any crochet lately, and I kind of miss it. So it would be great to have another sock blanket apart from this one, which is fun, but you really have to take some time for each square. And I don't know, I would really love some crochet. It's so much more easy than knitting, I suppose. For me, at least it is. And it goes so quick. So I wanna get some scraps and maybe start a new blanket, which would be very exciting. After, of course, I finished some other projects. So I will be checking what I have in terms of projects, yarns, supplies, organize everything, get rid of some things, and I get everything, sorry, my memory was full, get everything done and ready for the new year, which is it's almost 2016, people, which is crazy. But it will be a busy year for us. I'm looking forward to 2016. We'll get married. Hopefully we'll get a new home. And it will be busy, busy, busy. So I will be knitting a lot to keep me sane. Well, that was about it, I guess. Love to hear from you on Ravelry. A lot of you found me on Instagram. You can find me as creainthecity, also on Ravelry. And yeah, if you like the podcast, please subscribe, leave a comment. Many of you already do, and I highly appreciate it. It's so much fun to getting to know all of you, or at least a part of you. And yeah, I know I am not that active in the group, in the Ravelry group, but on Instagram and here on YouTube, I'd like to respond to all the comments and questions I get. So keep them coming, and I'll see you probably before Christmas again. And I will leave you with some footage of last weekend we celebrated Sinterklaas, which is a Dutch holiday, and Sinterklaas is similar to Santa. He also brings gifts and he stuffs them through the chimney, and you have to leave your shoe at the heater or the chimney or whatever heat source you have, and then Sinterklaas will put a present in there at night, and you can do this for a couple of weeks, so not just one night. And if you have been nice as a child, you get a present. And once you stop believing in Sinterklaas and you know, hey, it's not Sinterklaas, but it's my parents that are giving me all these presents, which is probably around the age of 7, 8, then you make presents for each other. So you make a nice gift with a poem, or you make a surprise, which is like a surprise gift which you package in a funny way. So for example, someone likes to play soccer a lot, and then you make a soccer ball with a present in it. So a lot of crafting is involved, which is of course a lot of fun. And this year we were with my parents, and we got a lovely poem from my parents, and they made a lovely house since we will be buying a house. So yeah, to give you an idea, I'll leave you with some footage to show some of the Dutch tradition, I guess. And now we are ready for putting up the Christmas tree and some decorations, and drink lots of hot chocolate and coffee and tea and eat cookies, and yeah, looking forward to the holidays. So I hope you are enjoying the festive December month as well. It's the countdown to Christmas, and I hope you have some time to knit, crochet, spin, or other yarny things, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Zo.
Boerderijtje.
Wel lekker landelijk, Lee, dat vind jij wat? Landelijk.
Dat is een oud printpapier. Ja.
Ja. Ik ging er altijd mijn strip optekenen. Ja, wat zou het zijn?
Nou. Nou, daar wel.